Okay, um, welcome. I'm Tengiz Şentürk from Tobb A2, Ankara. I'm I belong to the C1D class. Um, Today, I'm just gonna record my homework called "What's Design," which is actually based on the about design presentation sample on the Uzaki website. So yeah, let's start. So what is design and what it provides us? Design is a way of observing, thinking, tinkering, like interacting with something, an object, maybe researching it, trying it out to see what will happen if you click it, if you know stick your finger in it or something like that. Or maybe what if you threw it somewhere and what will happen? That's it. Tinkering means that. And creating an object, a word, a tool, a piece of art, like um, maybe paintings. By piece of art, it does not mean it doesn't have to mean a painting, a drawing. It can also mean music, a composed piece of music, maybe a uh, a short film, and all that sort of stuff, or even language. Of course, language were not made out of someone's mind, like it's not just like popped in their minds and they went off like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna call this thing here a rock, and then I'm gonna call this thing a kangaroo, and then I'm gonna call this thing a let's say hmm a hot dog maybe, but this actually applies to the word. I'm sorry. By language, yeah, what I'm talking about is um, through time we actually made an upgrade in our language. You know, the Brits went through so many changes, and then the Americans or the Yankees then decide to change it even more so they could understand it precisely on what they're actually saying due to their accents, due to their accent understanding and all that, which confused their minds. Yeah, so design erupted from our ancestors' times and made their way into our era. Design has provided us the tools to eat, to communicate. Communicate means, well, talking to someone, to with a group, with a group of people, and all that. Simply to talk. Craft. Crafting means creating things out of your mind, of course. Crafting means creating tools or creating with tools. Creating maybe like objects similar to chairs and all. And treat things like ourselves, people, and maybe animals around us with medical supplies, medical tools. Yeah, people in our society that we use today. By kitchenware. Kitchenware, by that I mean like forks, spoons, knives, cake cutters, cake knives, and then mm, yeah, you know, that kind of stuff, whatever. Phones, yeah, phones have gone a really long way, and now we don't even have to use them at home only. We can just travel around places, while a satellite lets us do all of those things. Online chat programs, keyword scissors, painting brushes, 3D printing tools, syringes, drugs, surgical drugs, and more like tweezers. Also, other useful tools like calculators, computers, automobile vehicles. Automobile vehicles came from a very, very, very long way because they used to be just simple horse cars or just human carts. Now we use at least at some times at least six-wheeled gigantic metallic boxes. We call them automobile vehicles. Whatever, breathing machines, cleaning devices, and so much more. Okay, but what influenced the minds to design? What influenced those cavemen to actually design the wheel or to design the farming places, to design their homes? There are several factors that inspire and influence people to bring life to their designs, ranging from daily life problems to artistic symbolism. In songs, in art pieces like paintings. That's a very different place, however. Daily life problems such as the need for a better steed. Steed means a horse, a riding horse, a tamed riding horse, used for transportation mostly in the 2000 BCs, resulting in better wheels and trained horses, camels, donkeys, llamas for merchantry and transportation. To cook food safely or to bake traditionally eaten foods. Etruscans, a group of early Roman people, built factories and bakeries in unique shapes to fasten up the process and to better the results at some point around 900 BCs. To speed up the purification of water to drink them, people in the olden times, like in the ancient Egypt, built sand filtration columns, which will trap particles and let the water flow by using sand. And also it will perfectly clean up all of that water from those harmful particles. Okay, let's go to the art factors and stuff. Then there are the factors that influence artists to paint, sculpt, shape, draw, compose. By compose, I mean I talk about songs. They're not composed out of nowhere. They're not made out of nowhere. Someone thought about writing it. Someone actually wrote it, and then someone thought, hey, you know what? We could actually use another instrument while we're while we're singing it. Write and sing, such as religious and political reasons. Sometimes their mental well-being, their life problems, and their way of looking at life. And from 1950s to late 2010s, there has been an abundance of music composed elements of the art pieces artist lives. We could give an example, but we're running out of time. In the very ancient and also archaic age, many civilizations and groups of people sculpted or carved sometimes very mysterious works like the Balbals or the Eastern Island statues or the heads. Sometimes they show the beauty of their culture, like the Greek sculpture. You can see the line. Why design matters. Without a certain type of design, tools will not work, crops will not grow, the arts will not be immortalized. The citizens will not reflect their nation's story, and humanity cannot live comfortably. Design allows us to connect existing technology with innovative experiences, and because of that, it's a powerful tool for change. By understanding human experiences, motivation, and behavior, designs close the gap between technology and information, and an understanding of human behavior. Why design matters. Electric Boogaloo. For comfort, humans used wool and wool-like materials and designed them in logical shapes to provide maximum easement for the busy human anatomy, like ourselves, like in the shape of wide rectangles or circles for us to lie down on. A triangle shaped blade with pebbles for wool would be the opposite of comfort, you know. It would hurt. For hunting, the primal people used sharpened rocks, primitive spears. Spears are basically long sticks made out of wood, or maybe just sticks or twigs, swapped with rocks, mostly sharpened rocks. Sometimes they of course used primitive maces, but that's not our topic here. And lit torches to hunt and kill animals for their meat, fur, and bones, so they could make houses, they could eat their meat, and then they could use them for clothing. Would it be better for them to use wooden chains to effectively hunt in the wild? Like an old nanny going around and saying, "Hey, give me back my purse," to a enormous mastodon, an elephant of some sort, related to the mountains. Why design methods? Through the ages, we learned to use better materials to build strong and durable buildings with things like concrete. A real-life example for this we can think about are the modern architectural structures. They are extravagant and cost funding to build and can break down with a single quake. Yet, they are erected around the richest zones on Earth, all due to their appearance. This is because of the concept of aesthetics, the philosophy of beauty solely on the looks but not the function. Sometimes the looks can lure the eyes the most. What else have you got? Here are some pictures related to what we have seen in this topic, or at least what we have taught in this topic, because I made this a day ago. Here's a tesseroli, an Etruscan traditional food. It's basically an ancient pasta with almond seasoning on it and sauce on it, of course. Here are some architectural buildings, some old, some relatively modern, and some very postmodern and weird looking ones. This is the aesthetic form. These don't really provide much function to their users. Here's an ox cart used by the Egyptians, apparently, by those hats. Here is some small JPEG of some of the war tools used by the old and the new people. Here's some sharpened rocks our caveman fellows used. Here's a British longbow. Here's a chukonu by the Chinese used. Here's a Gatling gun. I'm not even going to talk about that. Here's a musket rifle used by the people in the 15th century. Here's a flame tank, which burns people. Here's a Mongolian horseback archer. Here's an A-10, a warplane. Here's a drone striker, or just a drone. Here's a Glock. Here's the Great Bombard. And here's a Russian Soviet ICBM. We're done with that. And here's a sand purification system used by again Egyptians, of course. And here's a garum factory used by the Etruscans in Rome. And here are some art examples ranging from the very first times where humans have been around and today. By the way, these two are actually album covers. We will be seeing them sometime later. The end already? Well, we can say it is the end of the slide. Major points were given, minor points were discarded. I apologize that this work has not met the standards. I hope it really did, but I really am running out of time. There is 10 seconds left. So sincerely, Tengiz Center, Class C1D, I say good day to all.